What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and we have been hearing a lot lately about stimulus checks. They're making a comeback. For anybody that's been following me here on the channel, you've been seeing the past couple days, stimulus and stimulus checks is back on the radar in Congress. And this is your stimulus and stimulus check update and breaking news update as well. I've got some more for you on that, but you guys, have been letting you know that Congress and lawmakers, they already have provided some legislation, a plan to pass quarterly stimulus checks to help combat the increased gas prices. We also heard from economists who came out and said, no, quarterly is not good enough. We need monthly, reoccurring checks just like those child tax credits. Let me know your thoughts, you guys, but we are hearing a lot on stimulus checks right now, and even states are coming out and saying, we need stimulus checks to combat these gas prices. California, Florida are among some of the ones that have come out and said, expect stimulus checks this year. So you guys, in addition to that, I'm going to be sharing with you a new one coming out. Take a look at this. For stimulus check update, new payments could come because of higher prices. And in this one, they're saying $1,100. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Like I said, a lot coming out, and also some breaking news for you that just came out. Take a look at this. Just today, the U.S. Senate approved a bill that would make daylight savings time permanent. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. No more spring forward and fall back. No more daylight savings, just the same time all the way through. They're saying the time that we have right now would be permanent. I'm going to be sharing with you the breaking news just passed in the Senate. Now moves on to the House, and we'll see if it's going to become law. So you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in. But also, just wanted to say the second channel, Steve Ram Finance, more content on the way over there. Go ahead and check it out. I'll pin a link down below if you're interested in learning about growing wealth, personal finance, and the latest flip project that I've got going on. Going to be sharing with you the entire process if you're interested. But with that being said, you guys, let's dive into the latest on stimulus. And before we do, if you could do me a quick favor, just takes a second. If you appreciate the updates, don't forget, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Helps out my channel a ton. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments. Share this out if you think it's going to help out other people. If this is your first time here and you'd like to stay up to date, totally free to do so. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and if you got any specific questions for me, I'm easy to get a hold of directly. All you got to do is hop onto Instagram and shoot me a DM at SteveRam3. Best way by far to get a hold of me directly, guys. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right in. And first, let's start off with this breaking news video footage of the Senate passing daylight savings, and then we're going to dive into stimulus.
The Senate has already voted today, in just the last hour, to do something kind of interesting. It's not happening yet, but they're looking to make daylight saving time permanent as soon as next year. Meaning, you know how you just switched your clocks over the weekend? You won't have to do that anymore. It would make those afternoons in the winter a little bit brighter. It would make the mornings a little bit darker. Obviously, this still has to go to the House, but I want to bring in NBC News correspondent Leanne Caldwell, because Leanne, like this, talk about something that affects every American, or most Americans, right? Unless you live in maybe Arizona or Hawaii. But like, to even think about the fact that maybe we're officially done with daylight saving is sort of weird. What's the deal?
So, Hallie, I think every parent with young children would probably jump up and down at this news. As you know, their body clocks, kids' body clocks do not change very easily. But yeah, so the Senate just passed by unanimous consent. There was no vote, and that means all 100 senators agreed, which is also very rare in the Senate, to keep daylight savings time. This is something that is bipartisan. It has 17 co-sponsors, Republicans and Democrats, and the top Republicans in the Senate, they were gaggling with reporters when this actually happened on the Senate floor. So Senator John Thune, the number 2 who is responsible for counting Republican votes, had no idea this happened, and he was even shocked that it passed. But he said it's something that pretty much everyone agrees with. So, of course, as you mentioned, it then goes to the House of Representatives. We have no update yet if the House is going to take up this bill. But if they do, and if it passes, then it goes to the president's desk, where he could either sign it into law or veto it. But I have a feeling that if he were to veto it, that would be overruled, given how popular this idea is on Capitol Hill, Hallie.
So is this real? Like, could this really be some, it sounds like it is, Leanne. It could be something that actually really passes sometime soonish?
It could. It's something that every daylight savings time, every time the clock is about to shift, there's members of Congress, Republicans and Democrats, House members, senators, who come to the floor and rail about the time change. They bring up legislation. This is something that happens every year, twice a year. And finally, legislation, this bill, has passed. And so, again, like you said, it has to go to the House. But it is real, and it could happen. So we'll see where this goes, Hallie. It's
so
very
stay
exciting
tuned
with
for
many
that
parents.
one.
So there you have it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you like having daylight savings, a little bit more daylight in the spring and summer, and a little bit more sleep in the fall and winter? Or would you like to have it so we don't have to set the clocks anymore? Just have them the way they are. Well, looks like this could be a possibility voted for unanimously in the Senate. Now, I'll keep you up to date on that, but now let's talk about stimulus checks and how these are becoming more of a reality. We've been hearing a whole lot about this the past couple days. It's been picking up a lot of traction, and we're seeing articles coming out like this. Link in the description below for stimulus check update. New payments could come because of higher prices. And you guys, these ones are proposed $1,100. It says, while the United States economy has come back fairly strong from the blow that it was dealt due to the pandemic, it's hard for the average American to see how, with skyrocketing inflation and now even higher costs that are a result of the Russia-Ukraine war. However, some are starting to take notice and make the call for more financial assistance, more stimulus checks. Though if anything comes in the form of another federal stimulus check, it will likely be a long wait. And you guys, I've let you know that here on the channel, that as we get closer to those midterm year elections, that is when likely we will hear a whole lot more and possibly see a federal level stimulus check, as lawmakers, they're going to want to pass it right around the time that those elections are up, so that way it entices voters. It reminds them, hey, we helped you out. We're in power. Keep us in power. Now, we will see, and I know that that is a very unfortunate thing because a lot of people need help right now. But as we progress throughout the year, it's going to become more and more likely that we will see something, and I'll keep you up to date here on the channel. Now, the latest painful increase in a price that has been felt by Americans has been at the gas pump, which, according to AAA, sits at a nationwide average of $4.32 per gallon. The highest prices in the country currently are being seen in California, where the current average price is $5.73 a gallon, with Hawaii, Nevada, Oregon, Washington, Alaska, Arizona, and Illinois all topping an average over $4.50 per gallon. Now, as of now, the only states averaging under $4 a gallon are going to be Oklahoma, Arkansas, Colorado, Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska, Iowa, South Dakota, North Dakota, and Minnesota. Now, with prices rising so high and in such a short amount of time, new calls are going out for a stimulus check or similar payments from the federal government. So they're calling for that federal level stimulus check like we saw with those previous three. Now, in a column for CNN, Mark Wolf, executive director of the National Energy Assistance Directors Association, urged the government to help low and moderate income families with another check, as they are unlikely to continue keeping up with the rising costs. Citing a report from Moody's Analytics that estimated inflation has increased monthly costs by $276, and that soaring fuel prices could skyrocket those to more than $300 a month. Now, listen to this, you guys. Here's the proposal. In his call, Wolf stated that the direct payment through the IRS should be targeted to those earning less than 8% of the national median income, which would help those who need assistance most, while also keeping the cost of the program low. He states that Congress should authorize one $1,100 payment per household to pay for 4 months of prices, and then provide an option, which would allow President Biden to provide another check at a later date if prices continue to remain high. So not only an $1,100 check, but also potentially a second check as well. However, while the administration has indicated that there are always discussions about potentially bringing a new round of aid to Americans, it doesn't appear that anything will come anytime soon. In addition, experts have warned that another round of stimulus checks could actually be detrimental, as the previous payments played a role in increasing inflation costs. And that is some of the arguments of conservatives that are against more stimulus, is that we don't want to add to debt and cause even more inflation. And there are those that are saying, though, however, the inflation that we've seen previous stimulus packages cause has been minuscule. And if we pass something like more stimulus checks, it'll be direct payments to people, and it will add to inflation so small, I think it was like 0.2%, that it is not something that's significant, and it is worthwhile to send out those checks. Now, one of the interesting things about the current legislation proposed by Democrats for quarterly checks is that it is actually not new spending. It's not going to be adding to the deficit. They actually want to tax the oil companies and pull that tax and then send that out as direct payments to people, which they're saying should help out Americans, maybe encourage oil companies to lower their gas prices, and then also get direct payments out to people. Let me know your thoughts, you guys. Now, I will keep you up to date. Like I said, there's a whole lot coming out on this lately, and I'm expecting that this is going to be picking up, especially as we get closer to those November elections. And I'll keep you up to date if we have a federal level check, more state checks. But it's looking like the route that we're going, more stimulus is going to be on the way. Like I said, either way, I'll keep you up to date here on the channel. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a quick second, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Helps me out a ton. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Leave your comments, share this out. If this is your first time here, want to stay up to date, totally free. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. If you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3, and consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.